this is sort of a cross section. You can see the riverbed to the right of this image, and then it gives you an idea of where you can grow grapes and where you cannot grow grapes. This is in the east, and it goes up to about 850 meters here. Is this more east or west profile, would you think?
This is more east. But this wine is coming right in the middle where things start to change. But if you look, you have the valley floor. Most of that is turned over to cereal grapes now. And there's a few vineyards left. But almost all of that was uprooted and planted with beets and wheat and sugar and things. And then you've got, most of these are going to come from that first step, where the blue is, the Ladera. On the very top, you don't get very many vineyards up there because it's just too harsh and too much weather. If you're going to plant there, you have to plant windbreaks. You have to wait for those to mature high enough to protect your vines, and then you can plant vines.
So one of the most impactful elements that create the diversity is the change in soil types. Moving away from the riverbed is going to have more alluvial soil. You have these, basically, it looks like kind of cliff-like structures going up to a higher mesa.
Yeah.
A lot of limestone, a lot of chalky limestone. Do you have any idea what the soil's like where these grapes are growing?
It's almost all clay everywhere, clay and rock. This is an orange rock in this area. This looks like our American Southwest, except whiter because of the gypsum and the clay in the soil itself. So it's, I mean, we walked around in this. It's like you've stripped all the topsoil off. You're just walking in the clay, basically, to get to these soils. This is an interesting, Rosado is not something you hear a lot about with Ribera del Duero, but they make beautiful Rosados. And I think Tempranillo makes a great Rosado because it's nice and dry and bright and clean. It doesn't have that cloying candy cane
fruity
thing
without being
on.
sweet.
Fruity without being sweet,
Yeah.
exactly. It is the perfect summer cooler, and of course they make Rosados. That's what they drink in the summer there.
I don't know if it's still true, but certainly 5 or 6 years ago, Spain was the #1 consumer of rosés in the world.
Yep.
Which surprised me a little bit because you tend not to think of them, and then it occurred to me, well, if they're drinking them all, of course we're not thinking
exactly.
that. Yeah, they're all staying there. Why would we be thinking of them? It's a beautiful rosé. It's really it's got a little richness to it. It's not terribly lean. It's not it's dry without being excessively dry.
And of course, this is all stainless steel. I know of one Rosado that does use some oak. Prado Rey does one that is 50-50 Tempranillo Merlot, and they use some French oak on that. But almost all the Rosados will be stainless steel, just kept as bright and light as possible.
That's what
there are more of them getting here. This one probably has the best distribution.
And this is $15 average retail price for this bottle. I think it's a really attractive bottle, and this is a fantastic food wine, summertime wine. You could serve this basically with almost anything.
Exactly. Just about anything this will work with. This one, the alcohol is about 14%. Rosados can sometimes be lower, but you don't really feel.
No, you don't.
Feel what's going on with this.
Because it's balanced.
It's a balanced wine. And it's natural yeast. It's a very simply made wine. It's not meant to be a hugely complex character to it. Just really, really good juice.
Refreshing and delicious, and
easy to drink.
So what would be on the menu in Ribera del Duero it's a little cool. It's not really summer yet here, but let's say in July or August.
Well, July and August, as Edna Lewis, who was one of the great American chefs, said, what grows together goes together.
Absolutely.
You get lamb, you get beef, you get cereal crops, you get sugarcane, and of course salt cod, which is almost a staple there now because it's been one of the main foods for a long, long time. So that's what you're going to see a lot of, as well as chorizo and sausage and cured meats, cold meats.
That's what you want. That's what I want with this.
Absolutely.
When it's hot out, I'd boil up some potatoes, have some chorizo and some dried sausage, and this, I'd be thrilled.
And some really, really good bread. And that's
all it takes.
That's what supper is.